Basically, on the PowerPoint that I prepared, the main goal, like I said, according to, I want to talk about first about the geography to make sure that everybody knows where is the Democratic Republic of the Congo located. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is just at the center of the heart of Africa, the way most of the people call it. You can see it, and we are going to go over the details. But before I move over there, I want to mention that you can see the Democratic Republic of the Congo at the center is surrounded with 9 other countries. And that means that when this country has a problem, any problem in the Congo affects all those surrounding countries. That's one thing that makes it a little more special compared to any other country in Africa. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is the heart of Africa, or how they call it, because whatever affects the Democratic Republic of the Congo concerns all the other countries, Congo Brazzaville, the Republic of Central Africa, Uganda, Sudan, the Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Zambia, and Angola, all of those countries. I'm not going to wait on that. I need to move on some things directly about the Democratic Republic of the Congo itself with the states. And the reason I'm going to show the state of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is to explain, because I'm going to tell how we got into the war before the colonialism and what brought us to that. That's the state of the Democratic Republic of the Congo as a country. That's the neighbor side on the east. You can see the Rwanda and the Burundi on the very east of the map. I don't have the pointer, but I would be glad to show that exactly, if you can see exactly where it is on the very east between Uganda and Tanzania. Those are very small countries, and that's the beginning of the trouble back home in Congo. But before that, I need to mention where most of the people, where the war started. If the war came from Rwanda, and how it affected the Kivu, North and South Kivu, the 2 small parts, which was the one Kivu before, but is now North and South Kivu. The top one, the North Kivu, is Goma. The South Kivu is Bukavu. And that's where most of the rapes, the sexual violence started and ended, because the war comes from the east. People in Kinshasa were much affected also, even in the North Ubangi or the south side of Lualaba, the whole country. The size of the Congo is 2,400,000 kilometers square, the size of the country. It's about 1/3 of the United States. During the colonialism, with so many Congolese, including Lumumba, Chombe, and Kasavubu, trying to get the independence, the Belgians did not want to lose this mine. They wanted to keep it for themselves, or the resources for themselves. But the way they could do it, they have to oppose the people, the Congolese, who were fighting for the independence. Then they treated this mine, and the mine until today, the way they played so that even if there was the independence, they could still be able to get the access to the minerals, to the uranium. And that's the way I'm going to explain in this PowerPoint how that continues, and we're still living it today, the same system. Basically, the country before the war, that was a beautiful country, the Congo, before the atrocities, the conflicts. The Congo has so many economic resources, including the rare okapi. I just showed the rare okapi, which is rare in most of the countries back home in Africa. Not only that one, we have the elephants, the powerful elephants, how they call it, they're very strong elephants, and so many people are in Congo just for hunting the elephants. The Congo is overcrowded with people coming from all over the world, and it's 66 million people today, but still over everywhere in Congo you see how people are in the Congo looking for various resources of the Congo. Still more, there's the drunk gorilla, how they call it. The gorilla over there on the left side is drunk already. They know the people who know how the gorilla looks like. Drunk gorilla is one of the anymore that most of the people coming from all over the world, Europe and Western side, to come to visit them. Basically, before the war, today, during the war, you could not have access to this land. This is a beautiful land, so that before the war, the conflict in Congo, anybody, powerful women, like I think you remember how I showed the position on eastern side of Rwanda and Burundi, small countries on eastern side. And I know that you have heard about the genocide in 1994 in Rwanda. That's not new. These people fled the genocide in Rwanda. Those are Rwandese because the Goma city is on border, like just say Canada and the United States in New York. And these people fled the genocide. Those are survivors from the genocide. This picture is 2 years later. The genocide was in 1994. 1996, the trouble started because in Rwanda, the minority that was killed was the Tutsi. It's about 4% of the population in Rwanda. Tutsi were killed during the genocide to topple the former president Habyarimana. And the 96 people, 96%, no, 95% were Hutu. And the majority of them are those people who, I saw the last slide, fleeing to the Congo. But when the Twa are considered the other 1%, which is 100%, the problem is that when the new government, the 4% who endured the genocide, who were killing, among who came the 800,000 people in Rwanda, when they got the government, they didn't have the labor. They could not have the government with no labor. Everybody had to work in office or be in military, army. They didn't have people in the country. So they had to bring those people in the last slide to come back to Rwanda. And that's the beginning of the problem. So they already were enemy. They know they killed the Tutsi and they could not go back there. So, and the government in Rwanda, new government, knew they could not call them by phone or just please them. The tension is still very, very big. So they had to force them. By forcing them, then that's the beginning. They started hiding themselves in Congo, in the jungle, everywhere. And also wherever they were going, they knew they were going to die. And they did any bad things they could do to women, to children, to the elderly, and to anybody else they could encounter on streets. The tension grew, increased more and more. People were chased from their farms, from their lands, from their homes, stolen from taking their belongings from them, and being tortured, killed, and disordered. That was the worst part of the war in Congo. At that time, everybody, young kids, the militia, the political leaders, training the young boys, there is no more job, let's come together. And some of them were taken from their way to school. Some of them were taken from classrooms. Some of them they were taken from their own families. They have no resistance. At the very end, they have nothing else to do. They are required to do what they asked to. Like I said, the most bad things in the Congo, in the war in Congo, was the use of the child in the army. It was wars. That's one of the very, very bad things among the atrocities. Seeing the kids of any age, regardless of who they are, where they come from, which ethnic group they are from, they were utilized in the army. They didn't like that. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know why. They just know how to kill.